Peace, peace, everybody. It is Nikki D here with Inner Worth Wellness. Back at it. First day of January 2025. What? And so tonight I want to talk a little bit about seasons, the real new year, and the number 9. Okay. So we're going to start off with, let's start off with the new year, okay? Although I said a lot of Happy New Year to people or whatnot, but the real deal is, those who know that this is technically not the new year, not right now. And so I want to put this in accordance with seasons. So when we think about seasons, you have winter, you have spring, you have summer, and you have fall, right? And so right now we just went into the winter solstice. So right now we're dealing with the winter aspect of things. When winter happens, think about it. And during the fall, the leaves fall off, right? Because it's preparing for winter. Okay, so a lot of things are dying off to make way for new things, right? So we're still in the dying off season, okay? No leaves come on this tree. No new beginnings happen until spring. Where we fail to realize is that if you pay attention to the animals operate according to nature, okay? Everything outside that is of nature, they operate in accordance to nature. We have been bogged down with so many different things that have been told to us that we just don't know what's what. But the truth of the matter is you can learn a lot from the birds outside your house, the deers, the bears, all of them, because they know. They operate off of the circadian rhythm. They know when to go to sleep. They know when to wake up in accordance with the type of animal that they are and what's going on in nature, okay? We have distractions, okay, that keep us from being in tune with what we should be in tune with. And a lot of people may wonder, like, what difference does it make if I say Happy New Year now and I act like it's now versus in the spring? Listen, that's fine. Like I said my Happy New Year to everybody or whatnot. But in the springtime, when do most people plant their gardens, okay? They may start germination periods as early as like February for some things like tomatoes, things like that. But a lot of the growing and things that take place during the springtime. The springtime is when seeds are being planted, okay? And this is when the growing phase starts. Right now, we are technically in winter, okay? Winter is not the new year. Think of it this way. When we look at numerology, a lot of people may not know about numerology, but I will briefly go through the numbers with you and how this goes with seasons and the new year and all that stuff. 1, okay? So we have the number 1. 1 is new beginnings, okay? So 1 would represent like springtime, like, around, the end of March going into April. Aries is the first sign in the astrological chart, which also comes in during the springtime, okay? So this right here tells you this is where everything starts. Aries is the first sign in the house, okay, that comes in during the springtime, okay, where new beginnings happen. So that's your 1, okay? You have your 1 and your 2. 2 is balance and harmony. Even that falls during that period in time because now it's trying to balance and harmonize everything to create a good space for growing for your plant, right? You're giving it a lot of one-on-one care. One-on-one relationships is the number 2. So you're giving your plant a lot of care because you want it to grow. You expect it to grow, right? You expect it to gain fruits from it, right? We're not growing plants in December or January, right? Because at this time, we are actually contemplating, we're actually reflecting back on everything that has happened in the last 3 seasons and getting our game plan together. How are we going to do better when the spring comes? What are we going to do when the spring comes? See, the seasons will tell you the truth. Okay? Even astrology will tell you the truth. The Most High will tell you the truth. Okay? Sometimes man will tell you the lie. And so we have to make sure that we are just staying in tune like the animals. The animals will tell the truth. An animal will never lie to you. Okay? And so once we understand that, then we know how to really truly move, okay, through life. So 1 and 2. 1 is new beginning. 2 is balance and harmony. One-on-one relationships. We're putting all that together so we can grow our plants, right? So that's the season of new beginnings in the spring. Okay, we're talking about towards the end of March, beginning of April, right? Yeah. And then, so now we have the number 3 and the 4. 3 is creativity. We're being creative. So now that's coming into probably about May or June. June, we're becoming more fun loving. We're going out. We're going on vacation. We're actually doing things. We're putting ourselves out there. We're allowing a chance for even our gardens to grow. And it's growing all these beautiful looking creative leaves and things on it, right? That's the 3. It's putting in that work. That's the 4. That creates the foundation for you to receive the fruits from the labor that's to come. Okay? So it's going through all kinds of changes right now. In June and July, it's going through all kinds of changes while you out there going on vacation and all that stuff, right? That's 5. 5 is change. You see, are you following me how this goes? And then so we go into like August and September. This is where we're starting to come into like, okay, we got to pipe down now. We have to pipe down. Okay. We need to gain from our harvest. It's time for us to get everything together as much as we can, right? Okay. And we're using some of this stuff to heal ourselves. 6 is the number of healing and family. Now we're going to start to spend more time maybe starting to go inward, okay? How can we heal the family, okay? We done had all our fun, so now let's come back to our senses now. August, September. October, we're harvesting. We're getting everything from our garden. We're starting to gather everything. We're starting schools, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people really going back in for the long haul for their jobs. They've done with their vacations for right now, things of that nature. Okay, so now we start to go into 7. 7 is spiritual path. So this is where we start to go inward a little bit as we enter into going between fall and winter season. So we're talking about November, spiritual path. 7, we start to go inward. We start to look a little bit more at ourselves, right? Like what's going on, what we doing. Right? We already harvested everything. We've gained our abundance. 8, the number of abundance. And then we come into December, January, that's 9, transformation. Things start to die off. Things start to end. The leaves fall off the trees. Okay, some of our plants are not growing anymore because they grow during certain times. They grow during the springtime, right? They grow during the new beginning. Okay, and so we start to understand that, and it's like, wow. So the numbers are in sync with the seasons that the animals are in sync with, and we are in sync with some man-made stuff. And it's fine. Listen, we can get back on track. Because once you understand that and you know that, you will understand exactly how to operate in life. And test the theory. Always test this stuff. Test it. And just see, like, do you find that you will gain more success? Say if you continue to prep now, right? And then you decided to launch something in the springtime. Pay attention. Do you see that something goes further when you decide to launch or do something in the spring versus in January? In January, we are still hugged up underneath these covers in the house. We are not stepping outside. So we're not growing anything. So pay attention to, like, that's what I'm starting to do. And I'm not perfect, I'm figuring it out myself. So I'm just sitting here just kind of like talking to y'all like about this, and definitely if y'all know anything else, definitely chime in. Anybody that's there, I want to thank anybody who is tuning in. But like, once you start to like recognize that and recognize how all that stuff lines up, start to play with it in your life and see, does it make a big shift or a big difference? Think about it. So many people set, resolutions, New Year resolutions, right? In January, and they fall off so quick, right? People want to lose all the weight. They, they want to do all this stuff, but they fall off so quick. Why? We're not even outside at that time. People don't want to, people are not, their minds are not necessarily prepped, really, truly prepped to take on new beginning tasks like that in January, okay, where you're trying to keep warm. Usually, like I said, end of March, going into April, that's prime time. That's prime time. And you will probably get the quickest results, the fastest results, right? Because you're feeling a little bit more confidence, a little warmer out. So let me go do some things. If you start to operate in accordance with the seasons, we may find better solutions. We may get to our success points like that much quicker than forcing it against the grain. Animals never force things against the grain. They always go with nature. They always go with nature. Okay? If you ever see them going against it, there's probably something there. Okay? But not 10 times out of 10. I mean, I'm not even going to say 9 times. 10 times out of 10, animals are going in accordance to nature. Okay? And that is also what we're supposed to be doing, you guys. Okay? So pay attention. I will run through the numbers again. In numerology, 1 represents new beginnings. 2 is balance, harmony, one-on-one relationships, okay? 3 is creativity. How creative can you be? Creativity and communication. 4 is work in creating a solid foundation. 5 is change. It could be great upheavals. It could be sudden changes. It could be gradual changes, but it's change. 6 is usually family, healing of some sort. 7 is your spiritual path. Okay. 8, abundance. And 8 deals a lot with business. You turn 8 sideways, you have the infinity symbol. So think of that to remember that. Abundance, business. In business, you want abundance, right? And then 9 is the knockoff, the fall off. When the leaves are coming off the trees, okay? That's the transformation. It's the things falling off, things dying off, whether it be people in the physical dying, whether it's people just being removed from your life, whether it's situations, jobs, car, home, whatever, friends, they will fall away because it's preparing you for your next phase into the one. Okay. And so, that's important for everybody to know, especially we're going into a 9-year. This is a 9-year. If you add the year 2025, 5 plus 2 plus 2, that's 9. And so 9 represents transformations and endings. And so with it being a 9-year, a universal 9-year, there will be a lot of fall offs. Like, probably, you may even see a lot of like more than normal, like even like celebrity deaths and things like that, perhaps, you know what I'm saying? But 9 is a transitioning. Okay. And so definitely just be on the lookout for that. A lot of things are falling off to create something new. And with us coming out of like the age of Pisces and going into this age of Aquarius, a lot of things have to change and have to shake up. Whether we like it or not, it just is what it is. There's a lot of things where it just is what it is. And as long as we're staying prepared. And how do we stay prepared? We stay prepared because, like, during the wintertime, that's the time to prepare. That's the reason, and that's my logic behind the whole New Year thing. Like I said, I say New Year, but the New Year technically would match up with spring. Right now we're preparing. And so right now is the time to prepare, especially that the fact that we're going into a 9-year right now. So just wanted to come online to, talk a little bit about that. Like I said, just trying to operate in accordance like the animals with the seasons, the seasons that is so, so important. You cannot go wrong. And I don't think I went in depth with this, but like even with seasons, like I said, spring, you are planting, you are beginning. Okay. Summer, you're starting to get some fruits from your labor. Okay. Fall, you're gathering up all the rest of your harvest. That's your abundance. And then winter, now it's time to chill, get my new plan together. So when the spring comes, I'm ready to operate again, okay, for my win. And so that's just what it is. And so I want to thank everybody for tuning in, those who did tune in. If this resonated with you, definitely feel free to drop some 8s down here in the chat for me. If it didn't, maybe it will eventually, and maybe it never will. I don't know, but if it crossed your path, hopefully you learned something and gained something from this. I'm a firm believer in sharing things that come to me, okay, especially if they're downloads that come to me, because each one teach one. Like, if you never spoke what you would never know if somebody else got the same thing. Like, that happened to me, what was it, yesterday? One of my soul sisters was talking about how she was at a party and a driver's license had dropped on the ground at the party. The DJ picked it up and asked who it was. The person came and claimed it. And for some odd reason, he asked her, is your license expired? Right? And I know you're wondering, like, what they got to do with anything. So I was like, wow. Because about 2 months ago, not even 2 months ago, I had dropped my license and my daughter picked it up and she asked me some random question that made me look down at my license. And my license, I noticed, was actually expired and I didn't realize it. And so she was telling her story, my soul sister was telling her story to say that this was a message, a universal message that the Most High was sending down. And when she said that, I said, you know what? Facts. I said, that's when I told her my story. And she said, this is the reason why we have to share when we find something that seems a little weird, or it's like not an everyday thing, or like, even if it just seems, even if to the obvious eyes it's like an everyday thing, but to you it's like, wait a minute, something about this is like weird. Share it, because you don't know who else may have went through the same thing. And that's how you end up finding out that things are universal messages, okay? Like, we're constantly being contacted by the Most High, okay? We're constantly being guided by our spirit team. And so, and sometimes, God, the Most High, has a sense of humor, okay? Because God will send you that message and will send somebody down the street and around the corner the same message, and will send somebody else a message. And he will make sure, she, because it's not one or the other, okay? God is like both. There's a whole nother story. Anyway, Spirit, God, will make you come into contact with the person who had the same situation. And this is how you come together and you figure out, whoa, what? Oh man, same thing happened to me. Message. This is how you find your signs and your synchronicities. This is how you find your message. This is how you know whether to turn left or to turn right. We don't always pay attention to it, but it's there. Okay. We have a natural navigation system. Okay. And I know everybody has ran into that before, where maybe something had come to them and somebody else tells you the same thing that you went through, and you're like, I went through that too. Message. It's never a coincidence. Message. And the more that you recognize it and you let the Most High know that you recognize it, the more the Most High will send you downloads and send you messages. It's strengthening your inner gifts. You understand? And so if we tap more into that, listen, understand, you'll be all right. You will be A-okay. Because trust me, the animals are doing it. The animals are operating in accordance to nature. And they do just fine. They're just being. We the only ones that's not just being. We're the only ones being everything else that is being asked of us here in this 3D realm. And so for what your soul asked to be, what your soul said it came here to do. And this is the way. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. So hopefully you all have gained some great knowledge from this. You know, if this resonated with you, if you understood this at all, feel free to drop some 8s down in there to let me know. Let me know. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm just talking to a wall. Like, so let me know. And, you know, just keep doing your do. If for those of you who are just tuning in, please catch the replay of this. I did share some pretty interesting yet powerful stuff regarding the New Year seasons and the number 9. So make sure that you catch this live because I'm actually getting ready to hop off. But I want to thank everybody who has tuned in. Feel free to like and even share this video. And it's Nikki D with Inner Worth Wellness. Each one teach one so we can reach one. That's just how it rolls. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.